This mistake still destroys careers today. Most people never see it coming. In 1661, France's most powerful finance minister, Nicolas Fouquet, threw the ultimate celebration for his king. It was a night of stunning luxury, filled with never-before-tasted foods, a brand-new play by Molière, and fireworks over breathtaking gardens. Every detail was designed to honor and impress King Louis XVI. Yet just one day later, Fouquet was arrested, convicted of embezzlement, and locked away in a remote mountain fortress. He died in isolation 20 years later. So what went so terribly wrong? The answer is a lesson in the invisible rules of power that are still in force today. It's a truth we often miss in our pursuit of recognition and praise. The world is not a meritocracy where talent alone leads to the top. Instead, it operates on a more ancient, more psychological principle. Never become the cloud that blocks the sun. This is the timeless, and often brutal, principle. You must never outshine the person who holds power over you. It sounds simple, perhaps even cynical, but to dismiss it is to misunderstand the very fabric of human hierarchies. Everyone carries insecurities, especially those at the top. Your superior's position is maintained not just by their skill, but by a perceived sense of supremacy. Their authority is psychological as much as it is structural. When you display your talents too brightly, when you draw attention to your own brilliance, you don't win admiration, you ignite fear and resentment. You make them doubt their own prominence. You become a walking, talking question mark, hanging over their legitimacy. Fouquet's story is the ultimate cautionary tale. He didn't just honor his king that night, he unintentionally made the Sun King feel dimmer in comparison. The lavishness, the creative spectacle, the admiration of the court, it all reflected glory onto Fouquet himself. The guests weren't whispering about the king's generosity, they were marveling at the minister's impeccable taste and boundless wealth. Louis couldn't tolerate a subject who appeared more brilliant, more capable of inspiring awe. So, he removed the threat. He replaced the dazzling Fouquet with a boring, frugal man named Colbert, a man whose greatest talent was his invisibility. And then, in the ultimate act of symbolic domination, Louis used the very same architects, the same garden designers, and the same artists who had built Fouquet's chateau to construct an even grander palace, Versailles. The master didn't just defeat the servant, he absorbed his brilliance and claimed it as his own. This law, however, isn't about dimming your own light forever out of fear. That leads to resentment and wasted potential. It's about strategically directing that light to illuminate your master. It is the art of reflective glory. Consider the masterclass performed by Galileo Galilei. He was a genius trapped in the precarious world of Renaissance patronage, dependent on the generosity of wealthy rulers. For years, he navigated this system poorly. He would gift a powerful duke a military compass he invented, dedicate a book explaining its use to the Medici family, and receive little more than polite thank you gifts in return. He was constantly begging, his financial security always hanging by a thread. His brilliance was obvious, but it was a standalone brilliance that did nothing to elevate his patrons. Then, in 1610, everything changed with a pivotal discovery. Pointing his telescope at Jupiter, he observed 4 smaller stars moving around it. He had discovered the moons of Jupiter. This was a monumental scientific achievement that shattered the ancient model of the heavens. But Galileo, learning from his past struggles, saw something more. He saw an opportunity not for self-promotion, but for strategic alignment. He chose to focus his efforts exclusively on one family, the Medicis. Their dynasty symbol, chosen by its founder Cosimo I, was Jupiter, the king of the gods. The connection was cosmic. Galileo didn't just announce a discovery, he staged a celestial coronation. He proclaimed that the bright stars had offered themselves in the heavens at the very moment of Cosimo II's enthronement. He declared that the 4 moons harmonized perfectly with the 4 Medici brothers, orbiting Jupiter just as the suns revolved around the dynasty's founder. He commissioned an emblem of Jupiter sitting on a cloud with 4 stars circling him and presented it as proof of the family's divine right. He didn't present a discovery of his intellect, he presented a discovery of their destiny. The result was immediate and profound. He was appointed the official court philosopher and mathematician with a full, permanent salary. The days of insecure begging were over. He secured his future not by showcasing his own intellect as a separate force, but by using it as a mirror to magnify the Medicis' perceived greatness. He made them feel like the central figures in a cosmic drama, and they rewarded him by making him a central figure in their court. So, how do you apply this subtle and powerful principle in a modern context? First, you must cultivate a heightened awareness. Understand that this danger can be completely accidental. Your natural charm, your quick wit, your effortless competence, these can be threatening all by themselves, without any malicious intent on your part. You don't have to be boasting. Your mere existence in their space can trigger comparison. History is littered with talented favorites who fell because their presence alone made their master feel insecure. True power, therefore, often lies not in the brilliance you emit, but in the art of strategic dimming. It's a conscious choice, a tactical discipline. Your primary goal in interactions with power is to be the one who heightens the master's brilliance. If you have a groundbreaking idea in a meeting, find a way to frame it as an extension of your boss's previous vision or a response to their insightful question. Say, "That builds perfectly on your point last week about efficiency," or "This is just applying the framework you laid out." Ask for their guidance on challenges you are fully capable of solving alone. This isn't weakness, it's an investment. It gives them the opportunity to be the mentor, the sage, the source of wisdom. Let them be the one to tell the funniest story or deliver the most incisive critique. When you make the person above you feel more secure, more respected, and more intelligent in the eyes of others, you transform from a potential rival into an indispensable asset. You become the person who makes their leadership look good, and in doing so, you cement your own position. You're not a challenger, you're a force multiplier. But this raises a critical, thorny question. What if your superior is demonstrably weak, incompetent, or fading? Do you still hide your strength and prop up a failing regime? This leads us to the crucial, often overlooked reversal of this law. You cannot and should not apply this principle blindly to everyone. Blind obedience to a failing master is a path to shared ruin. The law of not outshining the master contains its own exception, and recognizing it is just as important as the rule itself. If your master is a fading force, desperately clinging to a position they no longer deserve through inertia or title alone, then outshining them is not a danger. It is an inevitability and a necessity. In such cases, the dynamic shifts fundamentally. However, the strategy must shift with it. The worst thing you can do is launch a direct, public challenge. That makes you look aggressive, disloyal, and hungry in a way that alarms everyone, not just your failing boss. Instead, patience becomes your most sophisticated weapon. Your motto should be, never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. Do not attack directly. Do not appear cruel or overly ambitious. Simply let the natural, unforgiving course of events unfold. Continue to build your own capabilities, your own network, and your own reputation discreetly but steadily. Execute your duties flawlessly. Become the quiet, competent pillar that others rely on. Allow the master's own weaknesses, their poor decisions, their fading energy to become apparent to all. When their power finally crumbles under its own weight, and it will, you will be perfectly positioned. You will not be seen as the usurper who stabbed them in the back, but as the natural, prepared, and capable successor. The competent heir to the throne. Your time will come from the vacuum they created, not from the coup you launched. But, and this is vital, until you are absolutely certain of their irreversible decline, operate under the primary rule. The costs of misjudging this are catastrophic. If you shine too brightly too soon around a master who still has a firm grip, you will be cut down long before their downfall. So you must gauge the strength of the sun. Is it at its zenith, burning fiercely? If so, reflect its light. Is it setting, casting long shadows? If so, prepare for the coming night, but let it set on its own. Ensure you are never the brightest light in their sky until you are ready to become the new dawn. Because a true master will always notice a rival star. We see this principle play out across different domains, not just in royal courts or corporate offices. Look at the dynamic between a talented associate and a founding partner at a law firm. The associate who solves the complex case but ensures the partner takes the credit in front of the important client is the one who gets the prime assignments. Look at the assistant coach who devises the winning play but credits the head coach's system and philosophy. They are the ones who get promoted. Conversely, consider the brilliant software engineer who constantly corrects their manager in team meetings, publicly highlighting flaws in the manager's technical design. Even if the engineer is right, they create an enemy where they needed an ally. The manager, feeling threatened, will likely block their promotions, assign them tedious work, or push them out. The engineer's talent became their own obstacle. This isn't about fairness, it's about human psychology and the preservation of social hierarchy. The person in power has the ability to define reality for their subordinates. If they feel you are a threat to that power, they will reshape reality to remove you. Furthermore, this law interacts deeply with the concept of perception. It's not enough to simply be subordinate, you must be seen as subordinate in a way that is comforting, not challenging. This is where demeanor and attitude are critical. Arrogance, even if backed by skill, is a direct assault on the master's sense of self. Humility, strategically employed, is a gift of security. It's the difference between saying, "Here's the right way to do it," and saying, "I had an idea based on your strategy. Would you mind taking a look and seeing if it has any merit?" The outcome may be the same, but the psychological impact is worlds apart. The first statement claims territory. The second invites collaboration and affirms the existing hierarchy. One creates tension, the other creates trust. This is the subtle theater you must learn to perform. Your intelligence should be a tool that solves their problems, not a spotlight that exposes their shortcomings. This isn't about living in perpetual fear or suppressing your authentic self. That is a recipe for misery. It's about developing a pragmatic, strategic awareness. Think of your talents as powerful tools, like a sharp sword or a bright lantern. In the workshop of a master craftsman, you don't walk in waving a sharper chisel than his, boasting about its edge. You use your skills to assist him in creating a masterpiece that bears his name. Your sharp chisel becomes an extension of his artistry. Your goal is to become so useful in making him successful that your own success becomes inevitable, a natural byproduct of his elevation. Flaunt your tools recklessly, and you'll be disarmed and dismissed. Wield them to sculpt greatness for those above you, and you will find yourself rising alongside them, entrusted with ever better tools and greater responsibilities. The story of Fouquet is a tragedy of misapplied brilliance. The story of Galileo is a triumph of redirected genius. Both men possessed extraordinary gifts. One used his to cast his own light, blinding his king. The other used his to reflect a greater light onto his patrons, securing his own place in their glow. The choice seems clear, yet we repeatedly make Fouquet's mistake, believing our worth will be recognized and rewarded for its own sake. We confuse the world of ideas, where the best argument wins, with the world of power, where the most secure position wins. To navigate power successfully, you must understand its emotional core. You must master the psychology of those who hold it. Your light is precious. Don't let it be the reason you're extinguished. Let it be the reason you're seen as indispensable. If you found this perspective valuable and want to understand more of these unseen patterns that shape our lives and careers, help this channel grow. Please take a second to like this video. It truly supports us here at Winds of Thought. It tells the algorithm that this content matters. And tell us in the comments below, have you ever witnessed someone succeed brilliantly by making their boss look good, or fail spectacularly by accidentally outshining them? Your stories bring these principles to life.